I want to plant a seed in your head. So this is up to you to either filter it out and say that is not what I believe in, or go spend some time thinking about it. And that is that whether people like it or not, money is critical to survive and thrive in life. It is our medium of exchange. You could say it is the ultimate survival tool because you can buy food with it. In the apocalypse, you could buy a bunker if you had enough money, right? So I would not be attached to money, but also not reject money. And the seed I want to plant is find what you love, and maybe it's the music side, maybe it's this podcast side. And again, take it or leave it, this is just my opinion. Double down on one thing and focus so wholly on one thing that you become the best in the world at it. And I mean that genuinely. It's not, if I don't become the best in the world, I'm not good enough, because becoming the best in the world never ends. It is a daily decision to improve, that's all. And I would say find the one thing and then commit to that, make a daily decision to just move the needle a little bit. And what happens in a year might be nothing. What happens in a decade might be insane. And if you upskill yourself psychologically, if you upskill yourself with your wealth mindset, with your business skills, I believe that there are 7 areas of life that it is wise to empower. And any area of life that we fail to empower, we're gonna suffer in. And so a lot of people don't empower themselves financially. They suffer financially. People don't empower themselves in business. Their business crumbles. Business is difficult. Like 5% of business here or there, make it. And so I would say commit yourself to empowering those areas of life. And I say this, maybe I'll get criticized by some, but the masculine aspect of us is usually, not always, I could go into a whole thing about psychology and even animals, but the masculine aspect is the competitive aspect that goes out there and gets the job done. And to be a leader, which is again the masculine role, is to lead, having the wisdom, having the finances, those business and finances is usually, not always, the man's role, and the family and kids is often, but not always, the woman's role. But masculinity and femininity, masculinity is going to drive towards creating wealth, creating business. So the seed I want to plant is, if you become masterful in those areas, one, of course, you'll be magnetic, and we can pretend it doesn't matter. People are just going to love me for who I am, but that's not how psychology works. There's a reason that alpha males sort of they get the lion's share of the females. And I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. Some alpha males are absolute twats, but there's a truth in that when you can, I'm not saying you specifically, I'm saying me, I'm saying all, I'll use the word men, when we can find our power and we can step into our masculinity in a healthy way, and we can crush it in business and we can crush it financially, that helps us bring in a mate. Like, it helps with that. You can be more selective. When you've climbed that ladder, you can be more selective. So I just want to plant the seed and suggest that it's not a bad thing to have money and be more dominating and go after what you want, because it's going to set you up for success in other areas of life. And the alternative to that is, this is why I asked you earlier, are you still sacrificing? Because if we aren't going after, if we're putting ourselves second to our dream, if we're putting our dreams second, if we're putting ourselves second to other people, if we're playing small, in a way that's self-sacrifice, because we're not stepping into our power. And I truly believe, it's not something I believe, I know that to play the masculine role well, having money can help a lot. Being good in business can help a lot. Having that competitive edge can help a lot. And that doesn't make you a bad person or an asshole. It's just life. And if we're all here playing the game of life and And I would say that if you can focus on something, again, that's masculine energy, narrow focus. Feminine energy is quite wide focus. But if you can focus on something and really commit to it and become masterful at it, you can make money, and that's just really gonna change your life in ways you may not have thought possible. And the only reason I wanted to say that was because I want to see you succeed. I want to see you win. And I feel that maybe you needed to hear that, but I don't know.